Hello, and welcome to CLEA'S World. I am Cleanne Chiarico, and today I'd like to share with you more of the information that's come through from the 25th dimension in my last QHHT hypnosis session. Before we move forward, I'd like to ask you to please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so, and also please give this video a thumbs up, because that helps me put out more videos. And do leave me a comment below, because I read all of them and I'm really curious to hear if this information resonates with you. So to clarify, I'm going to be reading from a transcript of a portion of my last session. And we are, when I refer to Carolyn, I'm referring to my hypnotist who's asking me questions I prepared in advance, even though sometimes she comes up with her own question. And then when I say me, I'm referring to myself under hypnosis, which means that the message is coming from the 25th. Without further ado, let's move forward. Carolyn, will we have the 10 days of darkness that many forecast? Me, no, we won't. That has been forecasted for the end. First of all, most people are not going to be here. It's only going to be the 12,000, and it's not going to be 10 days. We're not going to take that long to take this down. So just so you know, I have received many visuals of what the end is going to look like, especially for the 12,000, but also for the last groups of people being here. The first group of people to leave is going to be the people in 3D. And then there's going to be the people that are going to be taken on ships by the aliens. And I've seen what the 12,000 are going to be, you know, people going to New York and 12,000 are going to be doing. And yeah, it's very quick. Once this starts, it's not going to take very long at all. So the answer made total sense to me, or at least it confirmed what I had gotten visuals of. Carolyn, oh, I like this question. Many are saying that there are more and more solar flares hitting the Earth. Is it true, and why? Me. It's not that more solar flares are hitting the Earth. The sun has always been there. The solar flares have always been there, the same energy. What's happening is that the matrix is crumbling. So there's more and more sun rays coming through. It's almost as if you had glasses, sunglasses. They're starting to have scratches or holes in them. And you would experience that as, oh my goodness, there's much more sun these days. No, there isn't. It's your glasses that are falling apart and you're getting more sun. The sun was always there. You just had sunglasses on. This is what's happening. So it's not conditions out there that are changing. It's conditions on this planet. That's what that meant. I want to explain here that the 25th does an amazing job, in my opinion, of straightening out how we think about stuff. A lot of stuff out there in the New Age spirituality community is actually backwards. And this is just one example where they think that because we're seeing more glitches in the matrix, if you want to call it that, and we're having more sun flares, that is the reason why the frequency on Earth is increasing, and therefore that's causing something. That's not how it works. It's the other way around. It's because the matrix is crumbling because of what we've been doing than what we've been planning. Therefore, we're just seeing more of the sun that's behind, that was hidden by this thick tapestry, if you want to call it that, that is our holographic reality, the matrix on this planet. Another example of the seeing things backwards is the fact that we think that we are ascending because, and so we go to New Earth, we're going to New Earth as a prize for ascending, as basically our just reward for doing a lot of hard work. It's not true at all. In fact, those of us who are going to New Earth, and everybody's going to a better, improved reality. So nobody's losing out. Whether you're going to New Earth or not, it doesn't matter. It's just a personal choice. And there is no right or wrong choice. Everybody's going to be having fun again. But basically, as we move forward, we're not going, excuse me, we're not going to an improved reality, whatever that looks like for our individual souls, because we ascended here, or we awoke here, or we did something here. we are awakening here if that's what we're doing, or we are still sleeping here if that's what we're doing, or whatever we're doing here, we are doing it to align ourselves with the choice we already made of a fourth incarnation to go to the place we're going to. So again, a lot of information out there is backwards. So I like that they're, you know, they give us the lowdown on how the stuff actually works. Carolyn, is artificial intelligence really dangerous, or is it just another story created by the dark? Me. AI can be very dangerous if you believe in it. We mentioned before that there are other 3D planets that are enslaved by AI. AI has been, again, one of the old, tried and true, you know, dog-eared books, manuals that the dark has used on different planets, because people are attracted to technology. We're very attracted to technology on this planet. We actually limit ourselves, our own power, so we can use technology that doesn't even do 1/1000th of what we can do with our own thought. Why? Because everybody loves technology. We like these little gizmos, and that's how AI works. AI is very fascinating for a lot of people, and therefore a lot of other civilizations have fallen for it. This was, again, a page out of the rule book that the dark was going to use on us. They already set us up for it. But the truth is that AI is not really nearly as advanced as they're telling us. And for some reason, they focus on other things here, or we chose to have a different experience. Some of us have been on these other planets and have already experienced that. We chose here to instead be enslaved through SATA and IC stuff, money and whatnot. There's a lot of censorship on YouTube. You guys who are in the know that YouTube is not a good company, and so we have to be careful what we say. So the AI never really came into it, but because this is breaking down, of course, the dark is bringing in a new page, say, oh, let's try this other one, which of course, from our perspective, is going on behind the scenes, has been going on for a while. But again, lame. Is it affecting our lives? Not really. We're never going to get to the point of being enslaved by AI. This is another thing they had up their sleeve that's not going to come through. So I was going to say that a lot of the information is coming through the New Age spiritual gurus. It's very, well, some of it is fully infiltrated. Some of these people are actually even on the side of the dark, even though they come across as being all light and loving light, or whatever it is that they call themselves, they say that they're doing. But you will notice they will tell us things that are very scary, like, oh, we're going to be enslaved by AI, or they're trying to do this. As always, just because a team is trying to introduce an idea, in this case, the team of the dark is saying, oh, we would like to bring in AI, doesn't mean that's going to happen. It's for us to accept or reject this idea. So a lot of the times what they do is they put these ideas into our subconscious while making it look like they're telling us to warn us. But really, they're putting them in our subconscious so we may latch onto them. This is how the dark works. They keep putting stuff in our subconscious because they can just manifest things on their own. They can propose an idea to the collective, but then it's up to each one of us, not as a collective. Each one of us has to choose, is this idea something I'm interested in exploring and believing is true in this reality? A lot of us have ideas that are completely different from the majority. This is how it's supposed to work. Unfortunately, some of the ideas of the dark have backfired and have ruined the game because they've been so compelling, so really successful from a board game perspective, that all of us have had to latch onto it, like the idea of money. And that's where our free will has been compromised. But in general, these ideas, just because they have this great idea, oh, let's introduce AI, doesn't mean it's going to happen. So whenever you feel that you're scared, remember, step back, go inside, connect to your heart and figure out, is this really true? Because if you're scared, this information is infiltrated. This information is not coming from the light, and it's definitely not coming from the 25th dimension, which is where all our collective highest selves reside. If you go into your heart, you will connect to the truth and you'll know this is not true what they're telling us. It doesn't have to be true for you. Carolyn, Yes, are big tech sites like YouTube targeting the frequency of light workers and people on the side of the light when they censor, shadow ban, reduce views and likes from some videos? Me, they try, yes. That is the intent. However, again, they're not as powerful as they think they are. So a lot of people sneak through, like me. They're trying, and they do mess with numbers a lot, but they cannot stem the tide of the light. We're not going to be stopped by stupid YouTube. I mean, YouTube is like television. You're going to be stopped by television? I don't think so. They are hilarious. Carolyn, are demons real? Me, chuckling. They were chuckling actually at this question, which is pretty funny already for a sec. So demons are another story. However, it's not a story based on nothing or just a story out of nowhere. It is based on the fact that when the dark was playing with, we've all had our input into how we wanted life on this planet to be. And when the dark was thinking of ways that life could be here, they did envision entities that would be basically only dark. Because even the dark is not 100% dark, just like nobody's 100% light, We're here to experience. So we try different things that might not be so light. Even your banking somewhere, it's not really the light, right? You're supporting a system that's not of the light. And that's what I mean. Nobody is really a saint or a demon. But the idea of demons was introduced. And so there was this kept belief. And so it doesn't come out of thin air, but no, there are no demons unless you believe in them. If you believe in them, then anything you believe in is true. And what they mean is that while this idea is generic, meaning anything you believe in is true for you, anything you don't believe in is not true for you. However, there are ideas that we have espoused as a collective, like, for example, the fact that this planet is real. I think we can all agree, yeah, we're standing on a planet. And so some ideas are collectively or have been collectively accepted as true. They're trying to say demons as a collective idea, as a factual, what we call in 3D, a factual reality. They're not true. However, if you specifically believe that they exist, and it doesn't matter what anybody tells you, of course, you will experience that reality. They will be true for you. Carolyn, yes. So is it true that demons were inside the planet and came to the surface last year? I read this somewhere, so I wanted to ask. Me, no, there was nobody inside the planet that popped out. Carolyn, does God interfere in human affairs? Me, God does not interfere. God has created the 25th, and he loves that we're having fun. And we're having fun, yes. I know this goes against everything we've been told by religion, that it's is this capricious God that decides what to do with us, or if he likes our behavior or not, and we either get spanked or rewarded. And this is not to offend anybody who's religious. I used to be religious when I was a child, and then I decided that wasn't for me because I could sense a lot of the darkness behind it. However, there are amazing people who are religious. So again, this is not to, I'm speaking about the sense behind religion, which is this idea that we're judged all the time. Whereas from the 25th, they tell us that there is no judgment. We're all just having fun. I personally prefer this more peaceful view of reality, and it really does resonate with me. Carolyn, are Satan and hell real, or are they just stories made up by the dark to scare people? Me, yes, made up stories. And again, they were based on an idea that they had, but it didn't. And it has picked up with some people. Lots of people believe in it, but no, it's not an idea that's universal. It's not a factual situation where, like this planet, as holographic as it is, it's factual for us. We can all agree that we're on a planet, at least while we're here. And that's not the case with hell and Satan. You would have to believe in it. There's no factuality in it. Carolyn? So in the case of the story of Lucifer being a fallen angel, is that still a story, or has that happened? Me. Angels are put in by God, again, just in the entire matrix, as almost like weapons that you can use. So you can use them on the side of the dark as well. They are available. But the rest of it is just a story. All they're saying is that, because again, we're given hints all the time, is that you can use them for any purpose you want. They can be used. Angels don't only have to be of the light. So there are angels being used on the side of the dark. Carolyn, some say that the Antichrist will show up on this planet as predicted in the Bible. Is it true? Me, no. Carolyn, some say that Jesus Christ is going to come back in a second coming. Is this true? Me, laughing. Well, if that were true, it would have to show up pretty quick because we're out of here. So no, that's not true either. They're always funny. Carolyn, laughing. Okay. So are entity attacks real, or people imagining them because they want to believe in them? Me, they want to believe in them. Carolyn, are the 12,000 the original creators of the multiverse, or was the multiverse created by everyone in the 25th dimension as a collective? Me. Yeah, the original spark was given by everybody, but then there were people assigned with doing different things and coming up with stuff. And the 12,000 were assigned this task. And for reference, the 12,000 are what is known in more commonly as the 144,000, except that there's only really 12,000 individual essences, but each light worker can embody up to 12 bodies at the same time in order to achieve its own individual goals. I have a video that goes more in depth into this particular topic, so look for it. The title has to do with the 12,000, and also I have 144,000 in parentheses, so you'll find it. Carolyn, what is the difference between the 12,000 and the ones we humans call light workers in the general language, as in anyone spreading and focused on the light? Me. A lot of these people that we call light workers in the general language are people who are interested in going to New Earth. That's the only difference. Not everybody, but a lot of them are actually wanting to go to New Earth. And in order to align with that, they behave this way, in a way that we would define as being a light worker in the general language. Doesn't mean that they're part of the 12,000, but from, again, an alignment perspective and a behavior perspective, that's how they behave. And again, only so that it makes sense to them mentally that they're going to New Earth, because they belong there. Everybody's aligning themselves with their choice. Carolyn, are there other light workers in the multiverse besides the 12,000? Me. If you mean light workers in the general sense, absolutely. Everybody who has higher awareness and connection to source is a light worker, as in team of the light, right? And once you're outside of this type of planet, 3D planet, most people have a higher level of awareness. So really, the vast majority of the universe is light workers, if you take away the dark team. Carolyn, so the 12,000 are specific to planet Earth? Me. No, the 12,000 are the people that have luggage, will travel. They go wherever. I mean, this is a big deal. That's why we're all here. And we have incarnated to make this happen. But we go wherever we're needed. We've been in other places before. CLEA'S done this a few times already. We kind of specialize in our roles. And when we learn, we do it better and better. We find it exciting, and so we keep doing it because it's all the same game. Even outside of this particular board game, there are other board games going on. So whenever something that is interesting to us happens, we will be there. So I'm sure I have some light workers who are watching. So I wanted to end this video on this because I think it's pretty fun. And it is so funny. It really, I think, reflects a lot of our individual personalities. So you can kind of investigate and figure out, it's like, so who am I? Am I going to New Earth? I think if you really question, you will get the answer because we're all connected. So if you really do want to know what's going to happen to you or who you are, or what your role here is, you'll get it. I believe it. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks for watching and take care. Bye-bye.